Hey guys, good afternoon. It's Angelo Christian Financial. Thank you so much for watching our podcast, Real Estate Insider, Where America Goes for Funding. For the last 20 years, we're a direct nationwide commercial and residential lender. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades now and helping tens of thousands of people all over the country. You can call or text us at the number above, 832-431-6331. We provide a ton of great content to educate you on finance, investments, real estate, mortgages. And so today we're actually going to be talking about what is the difference between closing costs and your down payment. A lot of people always ask me, hey, Angelo, what's the difference between our down payment and our actually closing costs? So what we want to know is how to explain that, break down the two, so that way we can understand, because closing costs are much different than cash to close and down payment. And you can't lump all of them together. So on your closing disclosure, when you get your actual closing disclosure, it shows you what your total cash to close is, but your closing costs are one thing and your down payment is a completely separate thing than your closing costs. And so you can't mix them or add them together. They're two separate things. And so a lot of people, they're not aware when they think about down payment assistance or closing cost assistance, or when they have to bring their money to closing, it's two separate items. So today we're going to educate you and break those two apart so you can see what the differences are. So when you get a loan, for example, depending on the type of loan that you get, the loan's going to require most likely that you put a down payment. Let's take an FHA loan, for example. An FHA loan has a down payment requirement of 3.5%. So if you buy a $300,000 home, you have to put 3.5% down. That's your down payment on the loan, right? This has nothing to do with your closing costs. It's just your down payment on the loan. So 300,000 multiplied by 3.5% is 10,500. You have to put 10,500 for the down payment, because then your loan's going to be for the 300,000 minus 10,500 for 289,500. So that's how much your loan is. So you have to put that 10,500 down. Now your closing costs are a separate component, and that's above and beyond the 3.5% that you put down. Closing costs can be anywhere from 1% to as high as 6%. And closing costs, so we've done several videos on closing costs explaining what those are. That's for your title, that's for your escrow, that's for your taxes, for your property taxes, your homeowner's insurance, your lender fees, your agency fees, survey, appraisal, insurance, all these different type of things that you're going to have a ton of stuff, right? Attorney fees. So all those closing costs add up, and let's just say that that's another 3% on top of that. So you take the down payment of 3.5%, plus you have the closing cost now of 3%. So 3% of closing on 300,000 is $9,000. So you take the 10,500 plus the 9,000, that's 19,500. That is your total cash to close of what you have to bring to closing is $19,500. So your total closing cost is not $19,500. Your total cash to close is $19,500. Your closing costs are $9,000, and your down payment is $10,500. So when you add all that up, that comprises your total cash to close, which is the $19,500 that you have to bring to closing. So I hope that helps to explain the difference between your down payment and your closing costs, because you have to be able to separate those two, because when you're looking at a closing disclosure, it's just going to lump everything together, your total cash to close, and that's not your total closing costs. Because some people think, and a lot of people actually think, that the total cash to close is their closing costs, and they say, oh, my lender's charging me $20,000 in closing costs. That's not really true, because you're not adding in the down payment. So I just wanted to explain that, because one of our viewers, it was on the Talk with Angelo live last Thursday, Shannon had asked us about that, and I explained I was going to make a video about it because I thought it was a great idea to talk about that, to obviously to inform you guys and break it down and go a little bit further. So I hope that helps. Now, and remember, on every type of loan, either it's FHA, conventional, jumbo loans, they all have different down payment and closing costs, and depending on the state that you're in, will also determine how much your closing costs are. Every state varies a little bit. So anyway, I appreciate you guys for reaching out with the Talk with Angelo show. Remember, we do that every Thursday, 7 p.m. Central. And if we can help you with any type of loan funding, please call or text us at the number above, the 832-431-6331, or click on the link below. Be proactive. Get signed up to get pre-approved. In the YouTube description, there's a link to get signed up to get pre-approved right there. You can click on that. And don't forget to give us a big thumbs up on the channel. Share this with anyone that you know that wants to learn about loans and mortgages and real estate. Please get this information out to them. We really appreciate you guys watching the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in to Talk with Angelo. Check out my next video, and thank you so much. Bye-bye.